Hey guys, welcome back to Startup Central. So you probably have been following all the drama with Celsius and Three Arrows Capital and all those companies that are kind of going broke because they took loans or they invested in stake ETH and they cannot get their money back and therefore cannot repay investors who put their money in those protocols. Well, today I have some good news that I want to share with you. One of those two news I'm going to share with you about Celsius is kind of can be seen as bad, but it's actually good, and the other one is straight good. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people put a lot of money into a lot of protocols like Celsius and Voyager and Volt, and they all withdrew and stopped withdrawals, and they stopped people from actually gaining access to the money they had put in those protocols. Now, in many cases, this happened because there was a big investing company called Three Arrows Capital, and they defaulted, and therefore those other protocols weren't able to regain those funds. In other cases, these protocols themselves, like Celsius, had invested money, your money or investors' money, in other places, and they got liquidated, or they got kind of liquidated. They kind of arranged a deal. So this caused them to freeze funds to try to solve the issues instead of just plainly going broke and obliterating everyone's money. So I'm going to share my browser so I can share these two pieces of news. And hopefully, if you have money in there, this will bring light and hope to you. So here's the first one. This was published today, and Celsius pays off the last DeFi loan in push to recoup $1 billion. So again, they had invested your money in other places to gain the interest rates that they paid you, of course, and they took a commission with that. So they had placed $200 million in collateral, and that will allow them to recoup almost $1 billion. So this is not the entirety of the money that they have frozen. This is just one part, but this is one big step forward. So what could have happened otherwise is that this funds could have been just liquidated and Celsius could have lost everything. And it doesn't mean that they lost their money. It means that they lost your and mine and every investor's money. So they managed to negotiate with these protocols, and therefore they're getting some money back. This morning, according to data from Etherscan, Celsius paid back $50 million in DAI, and that in return, Celsius received its collateral from the loan, which is actually $200 million worth of wrapped Bitcoin or WBTC. Now, in addition to all the problems they're having, they are suffering from the low price of Bitcoin, and if let's say tomorrow Bitcoin went back to $40,000 or $60,000, they could be able to, just with those Bitcoin, to almost get out of all the troubles that are still pending. But unfortunately, this is not the case. So they are doing this with other protocols, and hopefully they'll eventually be able to regain control of the collateral they had placed in those protocols. Now, here's the other piece of news, and this arrived just a few minutes ago, and it's an email they sent to everyone. So this is the other piece of news that could be seen as a bad piece of news because they filed for Chapter 11. If you don't know, Chapter 11 is a way of going broke and trying to stop creditors from cashing and trying to get their money back from the company. So by doing this, freezing not only your funds, which they already did, but freezing creditors from trying to gain access to the money, they are able to renegotiate and try to stabilize everything. So they're gaining time, basically. The result of this could be two ways. One, they could end up not negotiating and having to actually go broke, which would not be in the interest of creditors and of course of investors like you and I. And the second outcome would be that they are able to renegotiate with all these creditors and postpone those repayments so they can restart their operations and repay everyone. Now, once they open the floodgates for people to remove the money from Celsius, this might be tricky and it could cause a kind of a bank run with them. So they have to be really smart on how to actually operate and manage this. But let's quickly read it. Moments ago, we announced that Celsius voluntarily filed petitions for Chapter 11 reorganization. You will be able to find the official announcement here. I'm not going to read that. It's not relevant for this video. Today's filing follows the difficult but necessary decision by Celsius last month to pause withdrawals, swap, and transfers on its platform to stabilize its business and protect its customers. Without a pause, the acceleration of withdrawals would have allowed certain customers, those who were first to act, to be paid in full, while leaving others behind to wait for Celsius to be able to harvest value from illiquid or longer-term assets, the deployment activities before they received recovery. So, what they're trying to say here is that if they hadn't stopped withdrawals for everyone, the smart and quick people, which normally are whales or people who are glued to the internet, would have withdrawn the money, and then it would have left everyone else without being able to withdraw that money. And this is, I do believe what they're saying here. Following this stated pause on June 12th, we want you to know that we spent a great deal of time exploring our options. I'm sure of that. This Chapter 11 cases provide the company with the best opportunity to stabilize the business, consummate a comprehensive restructuring transaction that maximizes value for all stakeholders, and emerge from Chapter 11 position for success in the cryptocurrency industry. So this is blah, blah, blah. What they're trying to say is they're trying to make more time to renegotiate with creditors, which is what was just discussed earlier. We apologize that communication with our teams and community has been very limited over the past few weeks, and we look forward to being able to offer greater transparency with everyone through our reorganization. Hopefully this will happen. One of the worst things with this kind of cases is that lack of communication, because people are already feeling worried, and no communication from them could cause even all the way to suicides, which we know has happened with UST. I don't know about the Celsius issue, but communication is crucial. So I really do hope that they, restart their decent communication and frequent communication about what they're doing. They link to a video if you want to understand what's Chapter 11. We're not going to be doing that because I just quickly skimmed through what it is. They hand out phone numbers to call if you have questions about this, and also they provide this email address. I don't know what strategy is. It might be their lawyers. I don't know. Acting in the best interest of our stakeholders, including our entire customer community, is our top priority. We are also entering this process with the intention of emerging as a stronger company. I really hope this is true, guys. Again, there's two possible outcomes. One is really bad for everyone but creditors. And then again, only the first creditors could get their money and the last ones could just see their money evaporate. And the best option for everyone is that they take their time and they renegotiate. The worst outcome is that the one that I just discussed, that they just go broke, they cannot repay anyone, and then we all lose money. So in general, guys, I believe this is good. Although, if you hear they're filing Chapter 11, a lot of people would be worried, but by them being able to push the creditors back and have legal tools to try to come back and repay everyone, I think this is something that is good. It's good for you, it's good for me, it's good for everyone who has money in there, and good also for the creditors in the long term. I hope this video was useful. I hope that if you have money there, you're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel with this, and I'll keep you informed as more things develop. If you like this video, do click on the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue getting more information about how to invest as a Silicon Valley investor would. See you in the next video. Bye-bye now.